Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for football? Because I sure am, because it is the final week of preseason. And in case everyone clearly knows, the Buffalo Bills are currently playing right now against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as we're speaking. So, anywho, I'm Cobra. I'm joined by Kat, and others will be joining us shortly. So do expect to see some random pop in, especially a very late Tylor. So we will shame him as soon as he steps in. How we doing, Kat?
We're doing okay. I haven't the Ravens haven't really needed to do much this preseason. So I'm just waiting
Well,
for actual
well,
football to start.
yes, because this is the final cut per se.
Yes.
After this week, every team will make their final cuts, have their 53-man roster, have their practice squad fodder entered into their roster as well, and then the rest will be plumbers and make-a-wish kids like they unfortunately are.
And then it will be
Hopefully they get
football.
it, and then we'll be in football. Exactly. Um, so, and before we even get started into that, um, Kat, I'm pretty sure you've watched a preseason game or two. Um, tell me, what's your opinion? What's your opinion going into this season? What's your expectation, and just how you think this season is going to go for the Ravens? I mean, we know we know that Buffalo faces you in prime. Buffalo faces the Ravens in prime time. So again, expectations out of the gate.
Um, I am actually really
Late,
excited.
late. He's late. He's late.
We already
Tyler is late.
established that.
I said I was
Yep.
going to be late
Shame
as
him.
well.
Shame him. Shame him.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Shame.
Baltimore played the Commanders today. They won 30-3.
Yup. Wow. That ought to that. Here's an interesting fact. Brittany was at that game.
Aw.
Brittany was at that game.
I
She was at.
I absolutely love going to football games. It's like one of my favorite things. So we beat the Colts 24-16. We beat the Cowboys 31-13, and then we beat the Commanders 30-3. So next,
Just hope that that doesn't happen to you. If you know, you know. You better hope your damn Ratbirds don't go 0-17, you fucking jagoffs.
you mean like what the Steelers are probably gonna do? We don't play the
Ah,
Steelers
God!
until December.
When we trade Aaron Rodgers, we trade him to the Vikings. Steelers got to Super Bowl. God,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah.
God,
Nobody wants to hear it,
God,
Windsor. Go back from
get him
whence you
out of here!
came.
Get him out of here! I swear.
Jeez, Louise.
I swear, every time we get invaded by wild yinzers.
We don't play the
Uh,
Steelers until week 14.
we get
Make the
invaded by.
schedule for this
Sorry
year.
about. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. This podcast network gets invaded by wild random yinzers. Ugh.
He's such a pain in the ass. Okay, so week 1 we have the
Unfortunately,
Bills. Week 2 we have the Browns, and if all goes well, we get to face Joe Flacco. And then we have the Lions. Week 4 we have the Chiefs. The Chiefs might hand us our first loss. Like I really just from what I've seen in preseason, um some of the highlight reels and that kind of thing, um the Ravens have filled in holes that we had last year. And we even have a secondary that's capable of stepping up if and when injuries happen to our starters. So,
All right.
I'm very much looking forward to this season.
All right. Tyler, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Am I heard? Okay, I just didn't hear any. There we go. All right. So, Tyler, do you have your schedule in front of you?
I do.
All right. So before I ask you to read off your regular season schedule and say how you think the Giants are going to do, I want to hear your preseason opinion on the Giants themselves.
Like I said, just preseason. We went 3-0 in the preseason. We actually are one of two teams to score over 30 points per game in the preseason.
Right.
Ravens are
And
close to that.
but I think we have a bright future with Jackson Dart. Jalen Hyatt struggled a little bit. Abdul Carter was playing well. Ross played well. Jameis played well. Tommy DeVito played He's probably going to get cut. Same with Jameis. But all in all, I think we have a pretty solid team. But like I said, only time will tell because it's preseason.
Right. Well, I will say this: as far as preseason is concerned about the Buffalo Bills, and I'm going to use this direct quote from my father: "If Josh Allen gets hurt, we are fucked." Because Mr. Trubisky was fucking terrible. Mike White, the living legend, wasn't any good either. So and the guy we have, Buscelli, who's playing right now, he's looking okay, but not Josh Allen level. But right now Buffalo's winning 14-3. And like we said earlier, Buffalo is facing the Ravens in prime time. That is going to be a very exciting matchup. Then, of course, we have the Jets. That's an easy win. The Dolphins, I think that's going to be a win as well. Hopefully, Tua Tagovailoa's brain doesn't turn to soup as well, because I don't wish injury on anyone. The Saints, that's a win. Patriots, that's going to be interesting. I think that's a win as well. Falcons, I think that'll be tough, but a win nonetheless. Carolina, a win. Chiefs, that's going to be tough, and I expect a loss. But the reason why I expect a loss against the Chiefs, it is going to be very close. And also, this is where it'll segue into the playoffs if Buffalo use that and beat the Chiefs in the playoffs and go to Super Bowl. Buccaneers, I expect that to be a close win. Texans, I expect that to be a win. Steelers, win. Bengals, I expect to be a loss. Okay, so we have Patriots, another win. Browns, win. Eagles, that's going to be a close loss. And then they ended the Jets in the classic red helmets. So, either way, I'm expecting a 13-4 record for Buffalo as they go to the Super Bowl, which which is an AFC East championship. Because they would have beat all the AFC East teams in my hypothetical, by the way. So there is that. And any. So let's continue.
Have we all heard about what the accusation is against the refs and how supposedly there's proof that the refs called the game for the Chiefs?
I guarantee you they're still in pocket of famous Commissioner of Integrity, Roger Goodell, and his personal new fuckboy bae, famous Kermit the Frog impersonator Patrick Mahomes. Guarantee you.
But
Get ready.
I wonder if the pendulum's going to swing the other way and the refs are going to be extra difficult towards Kansas City, or maybe not. Maybe it's just going to be business as usual.
All I gotta say is this. I think I expect some ref butt fuckery going on. I mean, it always happens. I mean, we had it happen a couple years ago with "What the fuck is a catch," which apparently the refs still don't know what the fuck is a catch. So, you know, but before we we're gonna do one more thing. So I'm going to talk to Kat. I'm going to talk to Tyler, and then I am going to say who we think will be the breakout player on our team, not named Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. So I'm going to exclude our two tops, which would be Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. All right.
Okay, I gotta find my roster because
Tyler,
I
freeze.
haven't
Then I'll give you time. I will give you time, and all right, defer to Tyler.
Okay, so we have the Commanders week 1. I'm already saying that's a loss. Cowboys is a loss. The Chiefs is going to the Chiefs are going to kick their ass. Chargers, I see our first win of the season. Saints, second win. Fourth loss for the Eagles. Fifth loss against the Broncos. Sixth loss against the Eagles. Third win against the 49ers. Fourth win against the Bears. A close game in Green Bay, but I think we're going to have a loss.
Right.
Giants are going to lose to the Lions. Loss against the Patriots. Loss against the Commanders. Win against the Vikings. Win against the Raiders, and loss against the Cowboys.
Right.
It's not a very easy schedule.
No. Then again, you're in the division with the Eagles, the Commies, and the gal ass Cowgirls. So there's that. But Tyler, who do you think is going to be the breakout player on the Giants?
Wow.
I think the breakout player, I personally think it's going to be our first selection in the draft, Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter. Okay.
Reason being because he put on a show this preseason, and honestly, if anything to tell, he's going to be tough this season to beat.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. Kat, are you ready?
Yeah. I actually think I'm going to go with Rashad Bateman.
Ooh, Rashad Bateman being a breakout player this year.
He's one of our wide receivers. He's from Minnesota. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Good pick.
I feel like and scrolling through the list, I was like, okay, I'm just going to pick a position and then find who is playing that position. And if I remember correctly, and I might not, so don't judge me too hard. I'm pretty sure we had him last year. Or maybe it's just from this year that I'm remembering. I don't know. I think he's going to be great for us, though. So there's that.
Gotcha. All right. For me, since I can disqualify Josh Allen, and I'm pretty much so I'm gonna go a little off the board because no one's there was high expectations for him last year because he was a rookie and because he was the first pick that Buffalo had last year in the second round with Keon Coleman. That's what I'm going to go with as a breakout player this year is Keon.
Okay. That's
He
fair.
looked. Keon Coleman looked great in training camp. He looked pretty good in preseason. Despite in the preseason having inferior quarterbacks with Mitch Trubisky and Mike White. But you could clearly tell that Keon has been putting in the work in the offseason. He hasn't been resting on his laurels or eating the cookies. He's been staying in shape. He's been studying up, getting everything ready to improve his skill set, which is exciting to see. So I expect Keon Coleman to not only break out, but become the number one wide receiver for Buffalo. So that ought to be very interesting because last year Buffalo didn't have a true number one. They had Amari Cooper, brought in, but he wasn't a number one. They didn't have a wide receiver hit over 1,000 yards. The closest was Mac Hollins, and he's now a New England Patriot.
Oh my!
So
I don't think I realized that.
That's interesting.
Wow.
You didn't. Although it is kind of interesting that Buffalo did get a addition to the wide receiver core this season. They re-signed Gabe Davis. That's very interesting. I will also say this. There is one more topic I do want to tackle, and that has to do with the team that moved from Baltimore on a Mayflower truck in the middle of the night, and that would be the Indianapolis Colts. They are going full pot committed on Tyler's favorite quarterback, the quarterback that channels his mentor, vintage Eli Manning, Danny Derps, Danny Dimes, Danny Diapers, Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
And all I do have to ask, has the cocaine snorting in Indianapolis continued after the death of Jim Irsay, or is this just desperation tank for Arch Manning? Kat, Tyler, I'm going to start with Kat. Answer my question. How do we feel about this?
I think a lot of the things that the Colts have done since they left Baltimore have been out of desperation. I don't think they've even come close. I don't think they've even come close to.
They have one ring, 2 Super Bowl appearances.
Okay. I was trying to remember, because of course they left before I was born. But
on a Mayflower truck.
Most of us in Baltimore kind of ignored the fact that they were even still a football team, and the Ravens didn't come around until I was in middle school. I think I was in middle school.
When they moved from Cleveland. When they moved from Cleveland, letting everyone know that they were fucking moving. Yeah.
It wasn't done in the middle of the night.
Oh, yeah.
In a Mayflower truck.
No.
It wasn't done
Art Modell ran out
to the people in Baltimore. Like it, and it's
no,
not.
It was to say I ran out of money. Fuck you. I'm moving to Baltimore.
It was all of the.
Art Modell ran out of money.
There were so many fans who stood by that team for actual decades, and for them to do that, like, people, commentators on different sports networks will kind of casually mention, oh yeah, the Colts left Baltimore in the middle of the night, and we're all over here in Baltimore going, yeah, we know. We remember.
Yeah.
That's why we still don't
like we know, Colts. Don't care. Yeah, we know. Don't and also the States are persona non grata. But it's also don't care. We won a Super Bowl before the Colts moved to Indianapolis. So
I just and beating the Colts every time that we go against them in recent memory, just icing on the cake for this
pretty
Ravens
much.
fan. So,
Tyler,
but yeah, I don't think the Colts have really done much since they left Baltimore.
I will say my opinion on this. Later when it's my turn. Tyler, derp, derpy, derp, 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 derpy, derp, 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 derpy, derp, 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 derpy, derp. Woohoo!
Don't make me use the hyper new instead. Anyway, as much as I hate to say, Anthony Richardson is not all out to make. He's all out to what he was hyped up to be. He's kind of ass. Both quarterbacks are ass, but honestly, I mean Daniel Jones looks like he's obviously more experienced.
Tyler, you
And
kind of sound
that's
like you're
all.
talking underwater.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you do need to get a better mic. I will acknowledge.
I'm just using my phone, okay? Like it's just my phone. So
How about now?
And I've
that's much better.
a lot better,
So Anthony Richardson's dog shit. We know this. He's a liability.
Mm-hmm.
In my personal opinion, if the Colts weren't I'm gonna say this to the Colts: lay off the nose, Katie, buddy.
Yep, even in death, they're still doing the cocaine.
So if the Colts are smart, I would honestly release Anthony Richardson and try to pick up a quarterback in free agency. That's their best bet, in my personal opinion.
It's a shame Joe Flacco's already starting for the Browns.
Well, I mean, they're already going to cut.
Tommy DeVito and Jameis Winston are probably going to be the two being cut. More than likely, it's going to be Tommy DeVito being cut, and he's not great, but he's better than Anthony Richardson.
Right.
How long has Anthony Richardson been with them?
2022 was when he got drafted.
Yeah, he's been there with them for 2 years. Yeah. He's been with them for a couple of years. It has not been good. So
he's only played 4 games.
So let me talk. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
The Indianapolis Colts drafted Anthony Richardson, expecting him to be the next Josh Allen.
Oops.
That's what they expected, not knowing that, Anthony Richardson doesn't have the same work ethic, doesn't have the same drive, doesn't have the same coaching around him, doesn't have the same development around him. Anthony Richardson has been pretty lazy. That's the best way to say it. He either has undiagnosed sleep apnea or narcolepsy. I don't know, but apparently he said he's been pretty fucking tired in press conferences, which is someone get him a white fucking monster. But they expected Anthony. Yep. Let me speak. They expected Anthony. Like I said, they expected Anthony Richardson to be Josh Allen. Congratulations, he wasn't. And it just goes to show you how deep, how much of a gem Josh Allen was. All right, because not every raw athlete of a quarterback can have the same Josh Allen type talent. It doesn't work that way. Josh Allen's one of the 1 in 100s of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Now, having said that, the Indianapolis Colts have been chasing after a quarterback since Andrew Luck. ever since they killed Andrew Luck's career. I am not going to hide that. Josh Grigson killed Andrew Luck's career because he didn't insulate Andrew Luck. He didn't build around Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck got killed in Indianapolis, lost his love of football, and I hope Andrew Luck is doing well because he's doing. I guarantee you, he's doing a lot better than the Colts have been. They have been they've been trying to patch the holes with veterans. After Andrew Luck, they had Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. All right, that's one. Then they had Phillip Rivers. Then they had Nick Foles. I think at one point, Matt Ryan.
Oh yeah.
They had Joe Flacco for a cup of coffee to try to wake up Anthony Richardson, but that didn't work. And yeah, nope. It just hasn't been successful. It's like they were on cocaine.
Well, and I think this also shows you can't just you have to have the whole team. You can't just have an ace in the hole. You have to have the whole team. And just because you've got a really good quarterback, you need somebody to block for him. You need somebody who can catch the ball and get it where you want it to be.
Exactly.
So, this is definitely showcasing the fact that there is no I in team and everybody needs to be on board with winning. Or else it doesn't happen.
There is, to quote the legendary video game Backyard Football, it's wonderful color commentary. Chuck Downfield, hilarious. There is no I in team, but there is a me. Anywho, speaking of that, I think we're going to have a pretty interesting season this year. And to all of us here at Hands Down Sports Media, we hope you join us for the regular season because this is going to be a crazy year. And we will also remind you that this week's episode of The Hard Count is, of course, brought to you by Fanatics. That's right. Fanatics, the only place to get official NFL, NCAA, NBA, NHL, and MLB, and other sports as well, like WWE and the PGA Tour. All their official apparel. A hat, grab a hat, jersey, grab a pair of pajama bottoms, grab a pair of golf clubs or a golf bag to hold those golf clubs. Excuse me. And of course, college football is coming up, so don't forget to grab some official tailgating gear for your favorite college. Game day is upon us, so why don't you gear up today with Fanatics by using our affiliate link in the bio wherever you get your podcasts, and please show the channel some love. We greatly appreciate it. Fanatics. I will also remind everyone here. Go ahead, Tyler. Before I wrap this up, go ahead.
Speaking of college football, tune in Thursday for our first regular season episode of Passing the Pigskin.
I was just about to plug Passing the Pigskin, our college football podcast. We also have our MLB podcast, the Dirt Turf podcast. Sorry we didn't have one this week, but we definitely will have one next week to return back to the diamond to talk dirt and turf. We also have our auto racing podcast, The Lap Down. We also have our NHL and pro hockey podcast, Biscuits and Penalties, hosted by our friend Alex and co-hosted by me. And of course, we have tomorrow the Handed Down Beatdown, our pro wrestling podcast. And of course, on once a month we have our sitting on the bench where we talk random stuff on Handing Down Sports Media that is non-sports related, where we can just chill, veg, and rant on a soapbox. Um, don't forget to check out our affiliate links that are more than just Fanatics. We also have other affiliate links, so please do check them out. We also have a Patreon. We have a Spotify. We also have the Patreon, Spotify. We have a TikTok. So please check those out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please, and ring that bell. Anywho, I am Cobra, and on behalf of Kat and Tyler, we'll see you on the field. Regular season's upon us. Hut, hut!